OPEC Plus agrees to raise oil production. FAC disburses 639.90 billion naira in October 2020. GDP by expenditure, household consumption expenditure contracts by -0.08% in second quarter 2020. And CBN amends procedure for receipts of diaspora remittances. Following its meeting during the week, the oil-producing exporting countries and other oil-producing nations led by Russia reached a deal to modestly increase oil production in January amidst the raging second wave of the coronavirus pandemic, though with the prospect of vaccines offering some hope. Based on the agreement, members of the organization, along with Russia and other countries, will raise production gradually by 500,000 barrels a day over a 3-month period starting in January. The increase, though less than 1% of the global oil market, comes amidst the second wave of coronavirus, which is currently weighing on demand. According to reports, the agreement was a compromise between countries that wanted a much larger increase of 2 million barrels a day, which was previously agreed on, and others that would prefer to maintain current production cuts of 7.7 million barrels per day. The latter are considering the many uncertainties around the pandemic and the possibilities that demand will remain low. That said, the disagreement between both groups suggests that agreed quotas may not be adhered. Also, the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, disbursed the sum of 639.90 billion naira to the 3 tiers of government in October 2020 from the revenue generated in September 2020. The amount disbursed comprised of 341.50 billion naira from the statutory accounts, 72 billion naira from distribution of Federal Government of Nigeria Intervention Fund, distribution of 45 billion naira from the non-oil revenue, 39.54 billion naira from the Forex Equalization account, and 141.86 billion naira from the value-added tax. Federal government received a total of 255.75 billion naira from the 639.90 billion. States received a total of 195.65 billion naira, and local governments received 138.44 billion naira. The sum of 36.19 billion naira was shared among the oil-producing states as 13% derivation fund. For the GDP household consumption, in the first quarter of 2020, Nigeria's real GDP at basic prices grew by 1.87%, but declined in the second quarter by -6.10% on a year-on-year basis. This brought the real GDP growth rate for the first half of 2020 to -2.18% year-on-year. Compared to 2019, the growth rate in second quarter 2020 was 8.2 percentage points lower than in second quarter 2019. Furthermore, growth rate for the first half of 2020 was 4.28 percentage points lower than in 2019. Household consumption expenditure showed that in first quarter and second quarter 2020 it grew by -4.03% and -0.08% respectively in real terms year-on-year, compared to -2.68% and -0.75% for the corresponding periods in 2019. Government consumption expenditure recorded growth rates of 6.8% and 152.1% in first quarter and second quarter 2020 respectively, year-on-year. For the first half of 2020, real household consumption expenditure declined by -1.99% compared to -0.94% in 2019, while government consumption expenditure grew 77.25% compared to 4.46% in 2019. Net exports grew 18.15% in first quarter but declined -61.12% in second quarter 2020 compared to 7.08% and 0.00% recorded in the corresponding quarters of 2019. For the first half of 2020, net exports contracted by -19.89% compared to growth of 3.56% for the same period in 2019. In the area of national disposable income, in first quarter and second quarter 2020, it grew by 2.55% and 0.66% respectively in real terms year-on-year, compared to 2.64% and 1.4% for the corresponding periods in 2019. For compensation of employees, recorded positive real growth rate of 6.7% in first quarter but contracted by -6.47% in second quarter 2020 year-on-year. For the first half of 2020, compensation of employees contracted by -0.34% compared to 7.4% growth in the first half of 2019. And finally, the Central Bank of Nigeria, in an effort to liberalize, simplify, and improve the receipt and administration of diaspora remittances in the country, announced the following measures it's taken. First, Beneficiaries of diaspora remittances through the international money transfer operators shall henceforth receive such inflows in foreign currency, particularly the US dollars, through the designated bank of their choice. Such recipients of remittances may have the option of receiving these funds in foreign currency cash, like the US dollars, or into their ordinary domiciliary accounts. These changes are necessary to deepen the foreign exchange market, provide more liquidity, and create more transparency in the administration of diaspora remittances into Nigeria. That will be all for this edition of the Week in Review. You can join our website www.proshng.com to read our news stories, reports, and analysis. Till next edition, thank you for being part of the show. Have a nice day and stay safe.